So, good day everyone. This is my Lindsay Asuncion and this is the continuation of Miss Abigail Raimundo's topic on how we can measure the GDP. So, she have been discussed the first approach on how we can measure the GDP, which is the expenditure approach, and we still have two remaining approaches on how we can measure the GDP, which are the output approach and the income approach. So the second approach on how we can measure the GDP is the output approach, also known as the production approach. This is essentially the reverse of the expenditure approach. So instead of measuring the input cost that contribute to economic activity, yung output approach naman po, in-estimates po natin dito yung total value of economic output and i-deduct po natin dito yung mga intermediate consumption na nagamit natin para po makapag-produce ng isang product. So this is an example of product or output approach. Meron po tayong agriculture sector and the manufacturing sector. So the total output po ng agriculture sector ay $100 million and meron po tayo ditong mga intermediate consumption which is yung mga seeds, fertilizers, and such. Pag sinabi po natin intermediate consumption, ito po yung gagamitin natin para po makapag-produce tayo ng isang product. So, yung 100 million po, ito yung total output po ng agriculture. And yung 30 million, ito yung intermediate consumption. So, ang gagawin po natin is, ima-minus po natin or i-deduct po natin ang total output sa intermediate consumption. So, yung 100 million, ito po yung output, total output ng agriculture. And yung 30 million, ito po yung intermediate consumption. So, subtract lang po natin sila and yung kakalabasan po niyan is yung 80 million. So, next, the manufacturing sector, which is meron tayong $200 million sa manufacturing sector. Pag sinabi natin manufacturing sector, ito po yung mga outputs that transform into a good products. And meron din tayo mga intermediate consumption dito, which is yung mga raw materials na gagamitin natin para makapag-produce ng isang bagay. And yung nagamit dito is yung 80 million. So, yung 80 million po, ito po yung nagamit natin sa mga raw materials. So, yung 200 million, ima-minus lang po natin siya sa intermediate consumption. So, para silang po ng formula sa agriculture sector at yung kakalabasan po niyan is yung 130 million. So, kung gagawin po natin na next step, yung 80 million, which is yung nabawas na dito sa output na nagamit sa agriculture, at yung 120 million mula sa manufacturing sector ay ipag-plus lang po natin or i-add lang po natin. At yung kakalabasan po niyan is 190 million. So, by using the output approach on how we can measure the GDP, lumabas po dito na ang GDP po ng isang country, pag ginamit po natin ang output approach is 190 million. So, based on the value added in each sector. So, dito po, hina-highlight po niya on how we can or paano po natin makita yung contribution po ng each sector sa ating economy. So, ganyan po ang example po ng output approach. So, in addition po sa output approach, in general, increased output is a sign of growing economy. Dito na po pumapasok ang higher production level and nag-expand po yung businesses and mas malaking output yung mabubuo within a specific period. But as output increases, intermediate consumption is also likely to increase. Kumbaga, sinusundan ng intermediate consumption ang pagtaas ng output kasi para po makapag-produce ng isang product, mas maraming mga intermediate consumption or mga raw materials ang kailangan para masuportahan ang isang product. And output is a good way to compare economic activity. So, nakita natin kanina, no, sa agriculture sector and sa manufacturing sector. Makikita natin kung gaano kataas ang nabubuo nilang output within a specific period of time. And dito po, Yung gross value added, ito po yung pag-compute natin kanina ng total output minus the intermediate consumption. It is a more appropriate way to compare and examine economic growth over time. So, the last one on how we can measure the GDP, the income approach. So, the income approach represents a kind of middle ground. Pag sinabi nating middle ground, ito po yung bridge between the expenditure and the output approach. And sa income approach, pumapasok na rin dito yung types ng income, which is the land, laborer, capital, and the entrepreneur. So, pumapasok na rin po dito yung total earned income ng household, which is ito yung mga wages, rent, interest, and yung mga profit. So this is an example on how we can measure GDP by using income approach. So it is a measurement in GDP by summing up all the income earned by the household or businesses. So the income method measures GDP by adding together, which is itong mga wages, rent, interest, and the profits. At kung mapapansin ninyo, merong nakahiwalay na taxes on production and import and the subsidies. Pag sinabi nating taxes on production and import, not direct imposed siya sa individual or businesses, but they are included in the price of goods and services. And based from the previous reporter, subsidies is an support given by the government. So, pera siya na from the government na ibibigay sa isang business para suportahan at para makapag-produce ng mga products. So, sa next column tayo, meron tayong 300 million from the wages and salaries, 50 million from the rent, 80 million from the interest, and 120 million from the profit. And isinama na rin dito yung 10 million kahit na hindi siya direct imposed ng individual or businesses, nakakapag-contribute pa rin naman siya sa prices ng good services, kaya nandyan din siya. So, pag pinagsama-sama tong mga to, meron tayong 560 million minus the 10 million. Suratin na natin. 560 million minus the 10 million from the subsidies. So, meron na lang tayong natitirang 550 million. So, based on the income approach, lalabas dito na ang GDP ng isang bansa ay 550 million. So, in addition, for the income approach, to GDP measurement is important because it provides a unique perspective on economic activity by focusing on the income earned by various economic agents within an economy. And the second one is income approach is crucial for analyzing how income is generated and distributed. For example, is yung overall economic well-being. So, pumapasok dito yung nalalaman natin kung paano pag-generate sa wages, profits, and yung rents, and guiding policy decisions. So, pag na-observe ng mga policy makers na pagtaas ng GDP, pero yung wages from the employers is stagnant pa rin siya, walang pagbabago, pwedeng gumawa ng actions yung mga policy makers pag na-observe nila na stagnant lang yung mga ganong bagay at para makapag-gawa sila ng action at makapagbigay ng equitable distribution ng mga income. And lastly, and planning for long-term economic stability. Pag long-term economic stability, nagkakaroon ng equal income distribution across the various sectors. So, to sum up our discussion together with Ms. Abigail Raimundo, expenditure approach based on her discussion, this approach calculates GDP by adding up all the spending final goods and services in an economy. So nagbigay siya ng ng formula on how we can compute GDP using the expenditure approach, and it includes then yung mga main components, which is yung consumption expenditure, investments, government spending, and the net exports. So the second one is yung output approach, or also known as the product approach. It involves measuring the total of value of all goods and services produced in an economy. So um, yung output approach is ima-minus lang natin yung intermediate consumption at ipagple-plus natin pag meron siyang kasamang other sector. So, ang kakalabas na lang nun is yung total GDP ng isang country. So, the last one is yung income approach. The income approach calculates the GDP by adding up all the incomes in the economy by adding up all the compensation paid to all factors are production, including wages, rent, interest, profit. So, tong wages, rent, interest, and profit, parang kahulugan lang neto yung yung types of interest, which is yung land, labor, capital, and yung entrepreneur. And in addition, para mas madaling intindihin tong mga approaches on how we can measure the GDP, yung outcome, ito yung what is being produced, yung income, who receives the income of production, and lastly, yung expenditure, who spends the money of the output of economy. So, that will be the end of our discussion together with Miss Raimundo, and thank you for listening.